Hey guys, it's Chase again, checking back in to the channel. Um, wow, what a couple of last couple of days in terms of the Copa America and the UEFA Euros kicking off on Friday. Um, while the UEFA Euros have been interesting and exciting, I don't know if anyone could have told you if they had the last couple of days of the Copa America scripted. Um, Precisely the way things have turned out. So the U.S. go from possibly exiting in the group stage to winning Group A. Brazil go from winning Group B to being out of the Copa America. Uruguay is gone. I don't know. This is amazing. This is why these tournaments are so special and so exciting and so difficult to read and to predict. It's been crazy. So first off the bat, maybe to address the US-Paraguay game, not the finest performance from the US men's national team, and but I think this game underlines how much spirit, how much toughness, despite the lack of skill, despite the lack of finesse. There's not a beauty to our game at all, for sure. But there's a sense of pride and a toughness that's associated with this club, and I don't know if I want it any other way. Obviously, we'd love to have an amazing striker up front and a midfield that gels like a lot of other teams, but. The team the way it is, I think this team could give anybody in the quarterfinals a run for their money. And it just so happens that we are going to play Ecuador in the quarterfinals. So we went from possibly playing Brazil, maybe playing Peru, to playing Ecuador in the quarterfinals. Amazing how much has changed in the 48 hours. And Jurgen Klinsmann goes from possibly being fired to probably staying on until the 2018 World Cup. That's how important I think this tournament was going to end up being in regards to how they were going to address his position going forward. So results matter. Results matter greatly. And doesn't matter how good of a coach you are, how good your philosophy is, how well you recruit. Only thing that matters are results. So, like I said, first off, talk about the USA-Paraguay game. Not pretty, but effective. We got our goal from Clint Dempsey after Giassi Sardes made a run down the left side and made a great cross over the middle back to Clint Dempsey, who put it in the back of the net. We had other chances, but nothing as fruitful as that one. Most of the other part of the first half, Paraguay, a lot of chances for them in the first half, but they did, press. I thought the abundance of yellow cards throughout the game was crazy. I think it ended up being 9 yellow cards given out. I think he was giving out yellow cards to everybody. I hope I'm not getting my matchups mixed up there, but that was a lot. I guess we'll flash forward to the biggest event of the game, other than the goal, was the DeAndre Yedlin send off, the red card. Yedlin, I don't know how he's been okay. He's been okay. I don't think he's really been amazing in this Copa so far. You thought maybe after his tenure with Sunderland that he was going to have maybe a better performance in this Copa. He's been present and he's had decent spells in each of the games, but this was bad. You have to be more mature, more careful about the tackles. I think it wasn't even a minute. I don't think it was even a minute between the yellow cards. I think the second yellow card, I think it was explained in the commentary, and you saw that he kind of slipped, which probably made him crash into the player from Paraguay. Can't remember his name. So that probably made it worse. But still, no need for the challenge, no need for it, and it almost cost the U.S. possibly the match. We were still up 1-0, but with 10 men, it makes things a lot harder. Paraguay had a lot of chances. They could have scored 2 goals easily, but we were able to shut it down. And I guess I have to give definitely props to the defense, and most certainly, above all, John Brooks. I'm really excited to see his future on this football club, and I think his pairing in the back with Jeff Cameron, I think they gelled well in this game. I think they're only going to get better together. Cameron, the veteran, brings the veteran grit. He plays well, and he's been a fixture for Stoke for a little while now. And Brooks is with Hertha Berlin in the Bundesliga. So these two are premier defenders, and if they can gel together even more, it's going to be that much better for this U.S. men's national team. But he was, especially his, I forgot to mention it, I'm now just remembering it, it's hard to remember everything, but the biggest chance Paraguay had was the 3-on-1 about midway through the first half. And he took on the attacking player directly and saved a huge chance for Paraguay, which could have been easily a goal for them. So Brooks, along with so many other portions of the game, shutting great outlets, great clearances, shutting down attacking players, being tough in the box during set pieces. Brooks was above all, the man of the match. I'm not a big fan of Brad Guzan, honestly, but I thought he had a good game. He made some really good saves. I'm partial to Tim Howard. I think he's the better goalie of the two, but I can understand why they would decide to go with Guzan. He's the future for the time being. But he made some good saves, and he did repair some of the image that I think that he had some problems in Aston Villa. So maybe he's making his way to repairing some of that, and becoming the goalie that the U.S. men's national team has been hoping to have as a replacement to Tim Howard. So he had a good game. Everybody had a really good game in the second half, just shutting things down, making sure that Paraguay wasn't going to score. We knew after Yedlin went off we weren't going to attack anymore, and we were going to shut everything down. There were some tenuous moments. You didn't know who didn't have a yellow card. You were just praying that nobody was going to get sent off again. Somebody who's gotten a yellow card before. So a very nail biter for sure. A nail biter for that game. So at that point we thought, okay, we're probably going to face Brazil in the quarterfinals. We're going to lose the group. Colombia's going to win. They're going to either draw or win against Costa Rica. Little did we know, later that night, we would have a Costa Rica win over Colombia. Costa Rica would win 3-2. They took a 2-0 lead. They took a one goal lead really early from Venegas with a beautiful strike. Fabra tied it up in the 8th minute of that game. I think 6th minute, 8th minute, something like that. Early, it was a great equalizer early there for them. But Costa Rica was not going to let this go down easily. They scored 2 in the second half, and they were up 3-1. We're saying, and I think every American fan was probably thinking, wow, we are going to have a better draw in the quarterfinal. Costa Rica is going to give us a heck of a gift by beating Colombia. Colombia scores the second goal, and we thought, okay, this is going to come unraveled. Too good to be true. Costa Rica got it done and shut it down. They win the game. Colombia loses the group. Amazing after the start. And all that talk about how U.S. comes in and loses the first game, they never move on. Look what happened. We won the group after 2 big wins against Costa Rica and Paraguay. Colombia loses. to Costa Rica in the third match, which I never thought was possible, but it happened, and we win the group. So all that said and done, amazing how it all happened. We go from possibly exiting the group to winning the group. Amazing. Today, more ramifications in place. We thought it would be kind of a procedural performance from Brazil. Either get the draw or come in and get a goal, 1-0 win. Wow, what happened in that game? What happened to Brazil? What happened to Brazil? The draw in the first game, they beat up on Haiti, which was probably expected. But to lose this game to Peru, I don't know what happened here. A draw with Ecuador, a win over Haiti, which was probably a given, like I said. But to lose this game to them, Brazil has gone down a few steps, a few notches. I wonder if the World Cup loss, the devastating World Cup loss, has done anything to the psyche of this team. But you saw in the Haiti game, if this team has a lot of creativity, a lot of great players. No Neymar. If Neymar's in that group, in that team, they're moving on. I'm telling you right now, they're moving on. I think anybody knows that. But there's still some really solid players in that game, in that squad. Willian, David Luiz, Coutinho. And then Neymar would have been a great piece to have in that group to get them through there. I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens to the head coach and to the manager. And, amazing. I never would have thought that Brazil would be exiting in the group stage of this Copa. Just did not think it. After such not an easy group, but not a hard group. Ecuador, Peru, and Haiti, and Brazil is knocked out. I would love to have put money on this Copa with those teams in mind, and I might be a rich man right now. But with all that said, Brazil's out, Uruguay's out, US is in, and we're facing Ecuador in the quarterfinals. Ecuador, if you remember, we had the 1-0 win over them in the friendly. So I think it was the second friendly out of the three. I think that's the second one. We had Puerto Rico, Ecuador, and Bolivia. Bolivia was the 4-0 win. That was a big one. It was a kind of an evenly matched game. It was a friendly, though. It was a friendly, so this is going to be much more competitive. But a lot on the line, a semi-final place. That is a successful tournament. I think it's already been a successful tournament for this group. But to get to the semifinals of this Copa America, gotta tell you, that's going to be a fantastic achievement for this group. Going in, I never thought at all you would think that this group could get that far, but what an achievement it would be if that happened. Moving on past that, though, we have another group, two more groups to play. The Mexico group. You have the other two groups to play tomorrow, and I believe Tuesday. So you have a more intrigue to go here on this Copa America. So looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.